Hey everyone, welcome to Multifamily Mixtape. My name is Mark Sharp, and joining me today from Upper State Apartment Association, we have the Association Director Joy Davis, and we have Courtney Kittel. Courtney, what is your title now? Now that Andrea's gone, you're sort of the everything. How would you like to be introduced?
I'm the deputy.
We have Deputy Courtney Kittel.
My title will remain marketing communications because the goal is we're still going to hire someone to handle those other education and membership things. But for right now, Joy and I are here for all of their needs.
Right. Awesome.
Mark, I used to say that Andrea was my right hand. Courtney's my arm.
Yeah.
I
I'm
sorry. As soon as we start recording, my cat sees something. I know that was so loud. Yes.
We'll here. I'll mark that, and we'll let it. So it's okay. All right. So we're going to deviate a little bit today from a typical multifamily mixtape podcast. As most of you know, the Southeast was hit pretty hard the last week or so with a lot of rain, Hurricane Helene, and I asked Joy and Courtney to come on today to help provide us with some resources and some information from our friends at the Association of North Carolina and the Apartment Association of Western North Carolina. We have been in touch. We do have some asks and some needs. So we're going to step aside from the typical mixtape information and get into how we as a multifamily community can help out some sister affiliates in this time. So Joy, can you tell us a little bit about some of the information you received this morning?
Yeah. First off, Mark, thanks for having us on here and sharing the resources that we've been able to pull together and try and help others through the resources available. As Mark said, our area has never seen this devastation before. We were warned and, semi-prepared, but nothing could prepare us for what we've experienced. And I personally haven't really experienced it. So my heart goes out to all those that are out there that have, lost homes, lost loved ones, no electricity still. So, of course, the goal of friends and family up here in the upstate are to assist any way we can. Our wonderful members are reaching out, people from North Carolina, all over South Carolina, Tennessee. How can we help? What can we do? And we all had the same answer. We don't know. So Upper State Apartment Association just started early in the week. We started a flyer to our members and a GoFundMe page and just kind of started distributing it. Everybody get it out there, share it. We'll start collecting items. And then hopefully the first part of next week, we'll be able to take some of those items up to the apartment communities in Western North Carolina. Earlier this morning, I got on a call with a little task force from North Carolina, the AANC, Apartment Association of North Carolina, and AAWNC, which is the Apartment Association of Western North Carolina. Representatives from all over are on there, suppliers asking how can they help. They provide their resources, products and services to help. And then those of us that just want to do something, pulling it all together. One thing we want to get word out with is there are apartments available in the Greenville, Spartanburg, Anderson area that I'm pretty sure that FEMA has started issuing some funds by now. And some people are beginning to relocate up to the upstate because we're not that far from, obviously, Hendersonville and Asheville area. So we will be generating a list of apartments that are available so that individuals in need, displaced, can take advantage of that, as well as raising funds and items to be delivered to the area.
So what's the general consensus up there? you know, you said we were warned, but there was no way in the world we could have prepared for what happened. 40 trillion gallons of water fell in that period of time. And just to kind of put that into perspective, I made some notes off of what I've seen. So the French Broad River crests at 1.5 feet. Well, it actually reached 24.6 feet over that time.
Ooh.
You can fill the Dallas Cowboys football stadium 51,000 times with that amount of water. And then also 619 days worth of water flowing over Niagara Falls. Like, to put into perspective what 40 trillion gallons of water is like. And in the mountains, all those low spots act as funnels, and it just wreaked havoc on Asheville, Chimney Rock. The
Lake
Lake
Lure.
Dam almost failed. There's just a ton of devastation that is going to affect a lot of people for a very long time.
And it's not stopping. That water has also become mudslides now, landslides. It's a terrible, terrible trickle down effect. And I'm not a hurricane specialist, but I don't recall ever a time that a hurricane affected our mountains. Like, they're almost always preserved. They rarely make it this inland. We get rain and wind. That's usually like what we get when we have a hurricane. So this is, I have a friend that lives in Asheville in a 2-story house, and the water made it up to her 2nd story. Our home's gone, and entire
How
towns
could
are.
you be prepared for that, though?
Yeah, you
That
can't.
you can't.
You can't prepare for that. And then now, while people are going, I don't know how to help, still we're wrestling with trying to help them, but then we still have people here, our own members, who need help. There was 1.2 million people out of power just in our little Greenville, Spartanburg, Anderson area. My family, my mom doesn't have power, my sister, that's 6 days now. Traffic lights are out. School's not in because there's trees all over the roads. So we're battling something tough here, where we're trying to be boots on the ground and help our own people, while knowing we're in a privileged position and we need to try to help those people as well. And it's really tricky to navigate, because I'm sure Joy's the same, in my emails there's, what can I do? And also, my residents need help. How can you help? And lucky for our members that we have our directory, and we have so many awesome supplier partners in restoration. But it's more, even today I saw something about, which I want to update, we're doing collections including bug spray, right? Because now there's all this standing water and there's mosquitoes everywhere, and people are trying to clean up their houses and they don't need to get swarmed by mosquitoes. And then that brings in pest control, and then there's the water damage. It's like there's so much more happening here that people need assistance with than I would have ever. Mold, mildew, it just goes on and on, beyond just the towns that don't even exist. For the people that can sort of hold on to their homes, how do they get that back? Trees falling on people's houses. I've had a tree fall on my car before, and insurance will say it's an act of God. There's a lot of barriers in front of everyone that's affected right now. So
Long road.
really, if all we're doing is taking them water and like fruit snacks, then so be it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I can. And I know our members are behind us in that regard. And that's a great support to have, which is why we're trying to do these collections hard and fast, and think about what they actually really need beyond food and water, like flashlights, charcoal. The needs are really all over the place.
Right. Yeah. I was with my daughter last night. We're lucky enough to have gotten our power back yesterday, and like a lot of people, kind of had to empty my refrigerator out and get rid of some stuff. But we went to the grocery store right up the street, it finally got its power back. And, we went up for some essential things that we needed, plus some things that we didn't need, but we wanted. I wanted my energy drinks, so just to be able to do that, a lot of people take
it for granted.
for granted. And we met a couple there that was displaced from Asheville. FEMA had been able to get them here, and they were working on a housing situation, but showed us some videos from their phone about the devastation of their home and they had 2 daughters, but it was, you see it on the news, you hear it, you read all the posts on social media. I would say I've seen the news, but haven't had power, haven't been able to watch the news, other than what you see on social media, and you can't really verify what's true or not anymore on social media. But to be able to talk to 2 people who escaped it was, just kind of made the whole thing feel different for us. It wasn't just a story. It, physically talking to somebody that was impacted by that was very eye-opening. So for I don't know who watches my podcast. I hope a lot of people do, but for those people who are going to see this and they want to know what they can do to help, Joy, where can we send them to get those resources, and what can we do?
Okay. Upper State Apartment Association has set up the webpage, blog on our webpage at www.upperstate.org. And then everything that you see there, share it. Share it on Facebook, Instagram, phone calls, text, however you can. And we know that, unfortunately, the victims, North Carolina victims, obviously don't have power, but hopefully they do have cell towers right now. But any way that you can get word to them about the resources. There's food coming, there's water coming, but in the interim, there's still a lot of things that are needed. And we're keeping the website updated with that. We also have the GoFundMe that I mentioned earlier. If anyone wants to make a monetary donation, 100% of that's going to go to AAWNC and the multifamily victims there in that area. And I don't like to use the word victim, but they were victimized pretty much. They're grieving, and all the money, whether it be the funds that are going or the money will be taken and purchased items of need, we'll let North Carolina decide that.
Right.
But nothing is too small. But Upper State website, again, upperstate.org, has all the resources there, and we're keeping them updated as things change. One thing to keep in mind when people say, how can I help, is you have to have clearance to get through the roads up there. If you don't, they're going to turn you around. And then, it should be that way. I know just here in the Greenville area, we couldn't get out of the driveway for days, but managed through family to, take a ride and see if this is okay and that's all right. And the roads were totally slammed with people going nowhere. And it's the same, I'm sure. Everybody wanting to go check on their family and friends in the North Carolina region. And there has to be some control. So, Courtney, what is that website that people can go to? You have to have clearance. So you can go to this website and request and state what it is, why you would need to be in the area.
It's ncvoad.org, the North Carolina Voluntary Organizations Active in Disaster. They have how to help. You can go in there, volunteer, log in for communities near you, but they will funnel you to where physically is closest and what roads are safest and get you clearance to drive. Another thing to keep in mind is people are just trying to drive and go take things and help. Do you have gas to get there? Because you cannot rely on finding gas. Also, we have been really lucky in the Greenville area. We have a little private airport, and some private plane owners have been generous enough to fly resources. When you see things like that, I know it's almost sounds fake. It's real. So if you see someone taking collections for private plane to go take resources, like take them, absolutely donate, go towards those. But I've seen a lot of really well-meaning people just being like, you can Venmo me and I'm going to drive this stuff there. And little do they know they're not going to get it where they want it to go. And that's also not safe. The roads, if you're not around here to also see two of their major highways going up there have one has been a terrible mudslide landslide. One is actually I-40 like washed out. And our GPS doesn't know to tell us that road isn't there. So, those, when you see people that have teamed up, some of our members have teamed up with local pilots and getting stuff there, like that's a little bit more legit. But what Joy said, I've been trying to keep it active. If you go to our webpage, first thing you'll see is Hurricane Helene resources. And I've linked on there the same resource pages that exist in North Carolina. I've tried to keep ours up to date also with in our area who's providing food and water and things like that for our own people in need. But it is definitely, be wary. This is the time, sadly, this is the time that people start a lot of false fundraisers. I was to set the GoFundMe up. The GoFundMe asked a lot of questions, which as they should, right? Like really hard trail to make sure this is going to where it needs to go. So, every link you see in a Facebook story is not always legit, sadly. And that's why we're trying to keep our resource page updated with actual, resources from the local government, from United Way, from FEMA, stuff like that, trusted sources and resources that will not change.
Yeah. Also on our website, you'll see some resources for mental health, some mental health services and resources. We all know, even though we've not seen anything like this, we all know what crisis and grieving situations do to us. Most of the individuals are isolated in their homes, and isolation only adds to that. So, not just worrying about the food and the gas and the infrastructure and everything that goes along with it, but also the individuals' mental health themselves. Reach out to them, guys. Give them the resources that you'll see on Upper State's website. But maybe time to phone a friend. Pick up the phone, see if you can get through to them. Air carrier, however you can get. Just reach out, lend a hand. Sometimes friendship alone will provide that safe haven that we all need.
Right. Our local weatherman, Chris Justice, lives right down the street from me, and he posted that there were 2 more landslides last night that took out some cell towers. They were able to get those up and running to allow people to make phone calls, receive emergency messages. But because of some more landslides that happened last night, some of those cell towers are down. So he did encourage the communication, but he also encouraged short messages. It's the longer things that bog down the network. So if you do need to reach out to someone and you're not getting through, try shorter messages. And that was his recommendation for anyone trying to reach loved ones up there that have been unable to be reached.
Makes
so far.
Sense. Yeah. Very good sense.
Yeah. But Joy, thank you for those resources on mental health. You never know what something like this could do, or what that resource could do to help someone else during.
I would like to chime in on that same vein and the reminder that October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and situations like this are like 4 times more dangerous for anyone that's experiencing within their home any kind of abuse when they get displaced. That's another thing if you're looking to help, like North Carolina, South Carolina, we all have local domestic violence shelters. I know ours is in need of holding items, trying to keep people there. That's another need if you want to raise donations for them or see how you can help them. But also, in the same way that Joyce said, just reach out. Those people in your life that maybe they seem to go a little silent might need those check-ins. If it is safe to just drop by, these types of situations are really exponentially dangerous for people that are already suffering from abuse. And now the resources that they had before, they're cut off from. So the same way that everyone else is rebuilding, unfortunately, the shelters, the domestic violence shelters, are also going to be rebuilding and trying to recoup resources they lost. So we'll probably add stuff like that on the website too, now that I'm saying it out loud. Like, because we do have several that we work with and our partners Loebsack and Brownlee work with in North Carolina, and we want to make sure that they get that people get the help they need.
Great.
Yep.
And we will. I'll post all of the links, all of these resources. They'll be in the comment section once this podcast gets released. So for those of you that didn't write fast enough, don't worry. They will be in the comments, hyperlink form. So you just click on it and get all the information you need. Well, Joy, Courtney, thank you both so much for coming on and helping share that, while it is devastating and just something that's going to affect people for a very long time, but we have communication, we have physical needs, we have asks. And right now, I think one of the best things anybody can do is just donate.
Mm-hmm.
Just donate however you can.
Yep.
There.
Donate and then share so others can donate.
That's right.
Yeah, share as far as your network goes. Our Detroit shared our fundraiser yesterday, and like anyone can contribute to that if they want to shop. I actually think, now I'm saying it out loud, also I might do an Amazon list, Joy, that people can shop and the stuff will come to us to take, because but it's really like you can help from far away. That's even right. If you don't have cash to give, if you need our office address for things, if you have in your household, socks or unopened diapers because your kid is potty trained now or anything like that, like there's so much. Everyone will need pet supplies too, pet food, litter, things like that. So yeah, of course, ideally everything's, going to be nice and new from the store, but this is a situation where like anything can help. So if you have things in gently used condition, I have a surplus of batteries because my mom gifts them to me every Christmas. So I'm bringing batteries in, but it really is sort of like any little thing, can help, but to also share it wide and far. I don't know, because we haven't had access to the news. I don't feel like it's been on the news the way it should have been. I don't feel like, if you don't live here, that you really understand the terrible trickle down effect, because our grocery distribution centers are filled with mud right now. This is going to carry with us for months and months and months, the rebuild process. And we have resources are getting cut off. We have a strike going on with dock workers. So yeah, especially if you live somewhere else in the country where nothing like this is going on, you can ship water, you can ship socks, you can, however you can help. So I will definitely give you as many resources and links to share in this podcast as possible, because I do know that your listeners are all across our nation, and Western North Carolina needs our help in a big, big way.
Yep.
Yes, very much so.
Share
Well,
and care.
that's right. That's right. What was the new? There was a logo put on the South Carolina Apartment Association website, and it's got the two
The
states,
two
and
states and
sharing together. Kind of, and it was it's really great, and
True.
yeah, and while the upstate of South Carolina was hit, we still have a lot of people in our own area, like Courtney said earlier, that are in need of assistance. But while they are in need of assistance, they're also reaching out because they want to help, because they know that my minor inconvenience of not having power does not compare to someone who no longer has a home, or has lost a loved one, or so whatever. I don't want to go down the road.
That's right.
But it's we're all in this together, and the multifamily industry is a strong industry of caring people. So we know that our voices can reach a little broader, and reach some individuals who this is a normal Tuesday for them, but whereas we just were ill prepared. But even then, being prepared wouldn't matter for you. So
yeah, we wouldn't have they wouldn't it wouldn't have mattered. Gonna become a prepper probably after this.
They'll start showing. You said the words. Now your phone heard you. You'll start getting ads for.
From my lips to God's ears. I've been thinking, because like I still have, my mom doesn't have power, and she also doesn't have cell service. And so I've had to just rely on my sister cruising by there to make sure she's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. Like I have friends that they don't have power, and they also don't have water. Certain areas of Spartanburg don't have water at all, which is really brutal. And he hasn't complained at all. Like he was like, look at Asheville. Like I'll be fine. Like I can go to my work and wash my clothes there. Really good attitudes. And I do think we're a little unique. I don't know if y'all feel this way. I always feel like North Carolina and South Carolina is the same. Like we're the same state. We're so close. You grow up going there. All these spots that are in ruins are but a 45-minute drive from us. Like it's really, really close. And it feels like it's happening right here.
Yeah.
It is.
And so it's just like, without a doubt, of course, we've got to get up and get going and get something started in the works to help. And watching the community, it's been really incredible and amazing. But for all the same awesome, wonderful people, there's also like, my husband saw people filling barrels with gas and they're promising it's for other people. But there's also a lot of selfish people out there. So it's like we really have to come together right now, guys. Because I'll get like we'll get by. We might not have my kids didn't have their favorite kind of goldfish, but they'll be fine. There's more important fish to fry, if you will.
Yes. Well, again, thank you both for joining me on such short notice to put out this request for help. And to all of you listening, thank you for tuning in. Please be on the lookout for those resources. Check the comments below, and please do not hesitate to reach out to myself. Mark at multifamilymixtape.com, or you can go on to www.upperstate.org, and you can reach out to either of these two individuals as well to if there's a resource you can provide that we may not have thought about, please reach out and let us know. We would be happy to connect you with with some of our contacts in Western North Carolina to help facilitate some type of
we're all about teaming up. Yeah,
right. Exactly. Yeah. So
we can do it together.
Absolutely. Well, again, thank you. And I hope you all have a good time. Stay safe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Everyone out there too. Care and share. Thanks.
Bye, guys.